What is good, CGS fam? Yes, this is another installment of Stax, but because our special guest that you see here is pretty cool, we're also going to do Stax to the max. As you can see, I got my big bro Dune.
Yo!
My little bro Doggy.
Yo!
And you may not know his face, but the amount of times he's been on True to Size, you probably know his voice. Whenever you need a hype man or a host for a party, he's the number one choice. Yeah, I guess he's cool. His shoe collection's pretty ill. He's an honorary fourth member of CGS. Say what up to our brother Soul Purpose, aka Phil.
Yeah. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Yo, we missed you.
Yeah, it's been too long. It's been a long time since since I've talked to you guys like in this podcast kind of setting. So it would have been nice to see you guys in person, but it's still cool to see you guys on Zoom.
In general.
Yeah,
it's
man.
nice to see anybody right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So our theme for this week is Air Max, but we want bright Air Maxes. And to start it off, I'm just gonna go first, just because I like to be bright sometimes.
With the hat, I see you. That's a nice
hat. Bright.
And you know, this is why I wore the hat, though.
Oh.
So I chose the Air Max Plus OG. I can't remember what the color is anymore. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it is orange.
Total orange? Is it total
orange flash?
Something like that. I think it's total orange. Total orange, right, Phil? I think so.
Oh, geez. Lucky I didn't pick those.
Phil's an Air Max Plus guy, so he should know.
Yeah. That would have been awkward.
Yeah. It's okay, bro. Great minds. But that was my bright pair. Right. Let's go with Kuya Joel. What you got, bro?
All right. So my bright pair is an outlet pickup. Scoop these up.
Ooh.
On the box, it said lemon chiffon.
Oh, I like that.
So these was look.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, you can't even see it so bright.
Tier 0
lemon
chiffon.
Chiffon.
That sounds delicious. Sounds like a cake.
Yeah, it's like a cake.
Does sound delicious.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Lemon chiffon. Yeah, bro. That's my
Lawrence.
bright.
Let's see your bright. Lawrence is the brightest.
Knows, I like bright things.
Yeah, he likes bright.
But this one, so I have a cool little story behind this one too. So this one dropped when I was working at my previous employer, a shoe store, and it dropped at our like boutique downtown, and it was a pretty limited shoe. I think it was like a quick strike or something like that. It was one of those like came out of nowhere quick strikes, and it was when Air Maxes were like really starting to pop off. They released. I was like in between, like, should I buy them? Should I call and ask, like, can you hold me a pair? And I didn't. And I was like, whatever, it's okay. Like, I'll live without it kind of thing. Foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
Like a week later, some person comes into my store in Brampton, and they bought it downtown. They said, yo, I just wanted to return these. And I opened the box, and I was like a bright light came out of it.
Nice.
I was, slick. I was like, all right, man, no worries. You want store credit? What do you want?
I'll pay you cash. I'll give you cash out of my pocket.
Here's the thing though, the way the discount worked is you had to wait a week to use it. So it was now within the range where I could use my discount on it. And it was not included in discount when it came out because it was like a quick strike or whatever.
Yeah.
Air Max 98 and the cone.
Oh, yeah.
So this is one of those ones that was like pretty hype when it came out, and then pretty much immediately after it came out, everyone was like, yeah, it's a whatever, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like really, really good shoe. The quality is cool. It's got like you can't even see it so bright. The ballistic nylon here, suede hits, suede all along.
3M too, bro.
Yeah, the 3M piping is dope. That's really hard to see because it's so bright. But I realized when I took them out that I have not worn them enough, maybe a couple times. But maybe they'll make an appearance for Air Max month. There's still a couple days left. Like that little hit of yellow there. Maybe it's like a lemon chiffon on the tongue. Yeah, man. So yeah, there you go. Air Max 98 cone.
That's
very
cool.
Philly. What's your bright shoe, bro?
All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm glad I didn't pick the same one you did, because I did pick up similar. I picked up a pair of Air Max Pluses, the Tiger, the Sunset Tiger, whatever they call them. But I did choose these guys.
Oh yeah.
Which are these bright? These are considered bright, right?
I think it's bright.
I think it's bright.
It's an all gold shoe, right?
Yeah,
so
it's pretty bright.
That's kind of bright.
Yeah.
So, anyways, do you guys do a little story behind it?
Go for it. Yeah, if you got it.
Yeah, man.
I don't have a cool story about picking them up because I think I just walked into ES and got them. So not that exciting, but it is a good story, right? Wow. I didn't pay full price. That's awesome. But no, I just remember
ES is the Nike employee store, is what he's
sorry, you're right. Yeah. Nike employee store. So but I just remember these shoes from back in the day. I didn't have them originally in the 90s, but I just remember Michael Johnson and a bunch of athletes from USA Track and Field wearing these. And the design of the 97 is always so dope. And this one is just, I don't know, it just makes you feel like you could run fast, even though I can't. But, you know, it's a pretty, this is one of the, I struggled with not putting this into like my top Air Maxes.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
So it's really up there. It's a staple shoe that I'll wear like pretty often.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we can start the CGS to the max portion. Joel, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, man. So what really got you into like, you know, what's the story behind you getting into like the whole Air Max scene? Were there any like memories or anything like that trigger you to get into it?
I was thinking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there was a specific moment or event that got me into it. One thing, it's funny because I'm kind of derailing the topic and bringing it to Jordans, but one thing I do really remember as a side note to kind of answer the question was the Jordans, when they started implementing Air Max, so like the 3, 4, 5, 6, just remembering all the amazing things he did, like the dunk contest in the 3s, the shot over Elo or whoever that was in the 4s, first championship in the 6s, et cetera, like all of those moments, like subconsciously, whether we recognize it or not, most people didn't realize, oh my gosh, he's wearing shoes with Air Max in it. But it was like subconsciously, like when you see the poster or when you see the highlights, it's like, wow, like you see the shoe, especially like the iconic, the free throw line, the dunk ones, like you see the shoes and it's like, you notice the Air Max, right? And a lot of times people don't think about Jordans when they hear Air Max, they think about trainers or running shoes,
runners,
right? So, right. So I think the association with with Jordan and Air Jordan and that time, the late 80s, early 90s, where like all that cool stuff was happening and Air Maxes really were kind of fairly new in the market at the time. Right. I think that kind of drew me into it. And also the Air Max bubble for me has always been like one of the dopest technologies in terms of like the way it feels, but also like the way it looks. Like you had other brands like Reebok introduce Hexalite at some time around then, and I think that might be the only, like there's other variations of like Air, right? I mean, looking at the Air unit, the Nike one, it's like it's just for me it's the coolest looking one. And then to round off, to finish off, as I got older, like just the story about just the history of the Air Max and how like the science and everything that went in, like about how it's like the most possible air you can put into the unit, and all the tie-ins with like NASA and space, and it's just like as I got older, I learned those stories and I appreciate them a little bit more in terms of like the history of it. But I mean, it just looked cool to if you guys need a headline, like it just looked cool. And then I appreciated everything else as I got older. Like the comfort, I appreciate more when I got older. The history, I appreciated when I got older. But it's like, it just looked cool. Athletes were doing cool things in them. You know, artists and celebs were like wearing them and looking cool. So it was like, you know, the cool factor. As a kid at the time, it was like, wow, that's a big deal, right? When you're picking out sneakers, you know, so.
For real. Nice.
Yeah. Jeez. Lawrence, you want to hit him with the second hardest question?
Yeah, this is good luck with this. I know you mentioned you already had a tough time choosing the selection here, but we're not going to hold you to this, by the way. This was tough for everybody. It's hard to whittle it down to a top 3 here, but why don't you show us the first of your top 3 in your collection for now? Let's see.
Oh man, I didn't okay, let me do what do you guys think my number 1 shoe is going to be? The first one I'm going to show you guys. Any quick guesses?
The number, well, Your
first
number
I'm
one
gonna show you
is the Neon 95s.
I was gonna say that, yo.
That's number one, I think. That's what I think.
Neon
I was
95s
gonna say
are in
Neon
there.
95, yo.
I think that Atmos Elephant Print Air Max 1 is in there because it's been in everybody's top 3. If my curveball is if the gold bullet almost made it in, I'm gonna bet the silver bullet did make it in. Let's go.
Well, I'm realizing I shouldn't have asked you guys that ahead of time because it kind of spoiled some things. So you can edit. You guys have the edit feature
I'll rewind,
on this, right?
and then I'll like
the edit thing. Okay. Anyways, the Air Max 95 Neon, one of my favorite shoes of all time. This is the 2020 version. I have it. The only other version I have of this incredible sneaker is the 2001. And it's at my mom's place, and the air bubbles are probably whiter than this tongue. So I don't have access. I don't have access to them right now. So these are handy. This is the 2021. Is it 21 or 2020 version? 21, right?
20.
20? Yeah.
I lost track of time, but classic sneaker. I don't have to explain much, but I just love like the gradient of black or dark gray into lighter gray, and the volt or neon yellow, neon whatever is incredible. This is like an everyday standard. I can wear this at any day and feel great kind of shoe.
Yeah. So we knew that one was going to be in there clearly. What's second on this list here? Let's see if we were able to go 3 for 3. That would be funny, and we wouldn't have even needed that. Done this ourselves.
I know. So just a little advice to anybody who does stacks after me: never ask the guys what they think you picked, because it ruins your entire segment. So
that's mostly our fault, to be honest. It's our content, so I mean,
it's okay. Yeah. It's anyways. I don't think anyone mentioned this one. This is another pair that I have one other pair of, and I think it's from 2007 or 8. When was the History of Air, like that pack? Remember the History of Air, and they retroed like all. Whenever that was.
05, I think.
05, 08. That's when I got a pair, and that was the last time I got it until last year.
Ooh.
So.
Okay, Philly.
Yeah, just keeping it very. I don't know if I'm showing my age, but like just keeping it very classic. Like
very
you can't
original.
go wrong. Like you can't go wrong with this sneaker. No, I mean, whether you keep it clean, like I haven't worn these yet. Whether you keep it clean or whether you, whether no, I won't do that. So, you know,
I thought he was gonna do it too, guys.
He looked like he considered it for
whether you beat the shoe up or you keep it super clean, you can't go wrong. Like it's such a beautiful sneaker, and again, I'm noticing the gray and then like the bright hit of infrared, kind of like the gray and thing. So interesting. I'm learning new things about myself here, guys.
Both of your shoes actually so far are of the variety that they look just as good beat up as they do clean, which is a sign of a very good shoe, because there's only a certain amount of shoes you can do that with.
I will say that when you get dirt or a stain anywhere in this area, most frustrating feelings.
No, facts.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So let's see if this goes along the same lines then. We've gone 2 OG colorways of very iconic sneakers. See if we mix in some hype, or we'll see if my estimate.
That means it is a silver bullet. No.
It might be. So, let's see.
Excuse me. I had to wrestle with the tune, including a tuned air, which I talked about earlier. I considered the 97, the gold. I considered the white and varsity red Air Max 1.
Oh, yeah.
It was tough not to. It was really tough not to put that in there, because that is an incredible shoe. I won't tell the story about this one, just in case that ruins another segment that's coming up, which I think it is. So, you guys guessed right.
Hey.
That looks like an 07 too, or 06.
Guess, you guys. Is it the 07, 06, or is it the new one, guys?
07, Joe. OGs.
I'll say what Joe says.
Yeah. Here's your answer.
Hey.
They both had that insole.
Yeah,
You idiot.
They do? Are we sure?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Fine. It's 07. It's 07.
Yeah,
Can you
it's
see?
07.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
There we go.
Here's the answer is another question.
Here's your proof. Zero proof. Nothing changed. Yeah. Like
That's
you
why
see
we
these
brought you,
laces.
The black
Anyways.
laces, yeah.
Yeah, I won't tell the story because that's another question I think is coming up. So yeah. Great shoe.
Great shoe.
Yeah. And
you
the same theme, the grayish and then the bright color hip.
And it still looks dope when it's beat up.
Yeah.
For real.
Like those ones. Yeah.
All right, Phil, you already alluded to it.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you already alluded to it. But if you have any dope stories, memories, pickups, just chilling, whatever, parties, because I know you were a host when parties were allowed. Tell us some stories, man. We love stories, so hook it up.
Yeah, man.
Air Max, I have a couple. With these guys specifically, I have the receipt here still. So this was like, I don't know what year it was. Look, this is what happens. This is what happens with receipts when it just looks like a white piece of paper.
They go back to paper.
But anyways, I was looking at the receipt earlier just because I wanted to confirm where I bought this and how I paid. Because I remember what mall I was in. I was in Woodbine Center in Rexdale. And this was it was 07? Yeah. So this was the time in my life where I would just, if I had nothing to do in the evening or on the weekend, I would go to random malls, whether it's a Woodbine Center or a Dufferin Mall or like go to S'il vous plaît on Steeles.
Yeah.
See what's happening. Because at this point, remember, this is 07 and you guys all know there's no StockX. The resale market is almost non-existent. You're buying stuff off of like Nike Talk or ISS or even like Kijiji or eBay, right? So actually Kijiji wasn't even
it was
more
Red Flag
eBay,
deals, bro. Red Flag
it was eBay, right? So the chance of finding gems, I don't know who else texting me so much. The chance of you finding gems at a mall or somewhere mom and pop sneaker shops was so much greater. So that's what I would do. I would just probably like you guys, I would just go to a mall or to whatever and see what they had. I went to Woodbine Center in Rexdale and
went to the Fantasy Fair and went home, right?
I did a couple laps on the merry-go-round and I thought, you know what, I should check Ecstasy Designs.
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
Wow.
Right?
That's right, yeah.
There was a lot of, I don't think this counts as snitching, but this is real, but
it's 20 years later, so I mean
20 years later. So I think a lot of people know, or you're gonna find out now, like some of their stuff was fake.
Yeah.
Like the jerseys, I'll say that. The Mitchell and S jerseys, they were fake. Anyways, the shoes, they had a Nike account.
XTC is gonna go out of business. Ah, shit.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's true. But they had a legit sneaker account, a Nike account. And these were on a shoe pyramid. All my guys who used to work retail remember the shoe pyramid, right? These were just sitting there. They were on sale for $175 Canadian.
Oh my gosh.
I picked up a 9.5. I bought these on the 14th of July, and I'm pretty sure they didn't release on the 14th of July. They probably released long before that. Yeah. I picked up my 9.5. I should have bought the whole pyramid if I knew.
Facts.
I grabbed my size. I went to the counter. I was like, and you know, for those of you who didn't shop at XTC or weren't around at the time, it was a mom and pop clothing store in Toronto, in the GTA Toronto area, that it was one of those ones where you could barter, or not barter, but you could bargain a little bit, right?
So I'll pay cash, no tax.
No tax, dog?
Exactly. So I did the no tax. He gave me, it looks like 12% off. I don't know. It ended up being like, it ended up being like, you know, 150, 155 or something after tax. So real good deal for a shoe that was literally just sitting on the floor
on the actual ground.
Yeah. So and I have them 14 years later, and the airbag is getting a little hazy, but the shoe's in great condition. You can see the insole that hasn't changed from the new retro one. But yeah, that's probably like one of the cool ones that comes to mind right now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put this away. The Air Max 1, the Toronto one.
Yeah.
Toronto Air Max 1, which I was considering, but I was like, nah, it's not gonna make the top 3. But I bought those. Another boring part of the story was I bought them from an employee store. It was super easy and convenient. But I was in London for my birthday one year, and I brought those with me.
Or England?
England, the real the
real one,
the real London.
That was London, Ontario, real
quick.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry. Shout out to London, Ontario. But I was in the London in the UK. So just to be clear, I was at a Chinese restaurant because I don't know why. I just
You're really getting acclimated to the London culture out there.
Yeah. You know what they say, when in Rome, right? So I was in London. I wanted Chinese food, so I went to a Chinese restaurant, obviously. And one of the staff was like, yo, those are dope. I was like, thank you. He's like, are you from Canada? I was like, yeah. I was like, these are the Toronto Air Maxes. He's like, yeah, I know. So the cool thing for me was like, okay, number one, we had a shoe that was specifically designed for us in terms of Toronto and Canada, from the design elements and everything. And the second thing was someone from like across the world who's not Canadian, like kind of pointed them out and took interest in them. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like people know about the shoe, even though it's like strictly for Canada, which is kind of cool. Because a lot of times regional shoes, if they're not like a big city, if it's not like New York or LA or some collab, like people, a regional shoe ends up being kind of regional, right? So being across the world and someone being like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'll take the bill now, please.
Do you think that he was kind of like patronizing you because of the amount of London related sneakers there are, SBs, Air Maxes?
Everything.
Cool shoes, mate. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Those are proper nice, isn't it?
Oh, you guys got one. That's nice. You got one. Oh, really? Very nice.
Yeah, he probably was wearing he had his London SBs in the trunk of his car or something.
Yeah, he was probably wearing Amsterdam as to serve.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a nice little international.
No, I do like that.
Sneaker connect moment. So
that would make me feel like a proud Canadian. Yeah, we don't get too many proud Canadian / Toronto sneaker moments. Like no one like you don't visit somewhere and they're like, oh, cool Jordan store. Like that's what, and they can't even say that anymore. So like, what else do they can say? Like, yeah, you don't really get that.
Yeah, cool Foot Locker Power Center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool SVP Sports on Queen, bro. That's dope.
Yeah,
cool XTC. I love
amazing. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you guys for watching Stax to the Max. Make sure you hit that like button. Kuya Joel, what did they do?
Smash the subscribe button.
Make sure you guys comment down below about Kuya Joel's ashy
knuckles, yo.
Sure to follow us on Instagram at Canada Got Soul. Follow our bro Phil at Soul Purpose. Hit up our website, canadagotssoul.ca, and check out our pod, True to Size. We've been CGS and our boy Phil, and we are out. Peace.